Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hello all of you on YouTube. How are you guys doing? For today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through my very first Chess 960 game. In today's video, yes. Okay, I'm going to be taking you guys through my very first Chess 960 game that was played live while I was streaming the other day on Twitch. And this was the very first game. Now, those of you that don't know what Chess 960 is, Chess 960 is basically a form of chess where you have all your pieces on different squares. They are scattered on the board. They don't look like what they usually look like, right? You have the knight here, a rook is supposed to be here. You have the queen here, a knight is supposed to be here. You have knight here, a bishop is actually supposed to be here. And I'll take you guys through my ideas as I played this game. So looking at this position, the first thing I saw was that my bishops are blocked in. My goal was to open up the bishops. And as someone that plays the Nimzolasin attack, it was natural for me to want to put my bishop on this diagonal, staring down this line. And that was what I did. I opened with, hello, say hello to YouTube. I opened with G3 here. My opponent played B5. I guess that's one way to play. I cheated my bishop. My opponent is playing this thing that almost looks like a weird beds. This almost looks like the beds opening in a way. But I decided to strike in the center to kind of open up this rook and take some space in the center. And my opponent played D5 here. Now, one of the things I began to notice here is that my opponent has not opened up any of his bishops. His king is going to be in the center. If I can play this move, develop my bishop, then I'm probably going to be castling very quickly, which was my plan. I developed the knight to, again, I was trying to put the knight in the center maybe in the future. I played this move and I cheated my bishop. Here, my development is basically complete. I'm ready to castle, and I castled out of the center. At this point, I was already feeling very good about my position, right? I thought I had a good position. I thought I was almost ready to start attacking. I was thinking if I could go here, put this knight here, put pressure on that pawn with the knight and the bishop, that would be cool. My opponent struck immediately, started coming for the attack. I put all my pawns on dark squares, uno, dos, tres. You can see all these pawns are on the dark squares to blunt this dark square bishop. My opponent kept developing. I put my knight on that square and I decided to strike in the center. Apparently, computer thinks that this is a mistake because it basically loses the advantage. I think computer would have preferred that I played knight b3, basically developing my knight and trying to put the knight in the middle of the board, which kind of makes sense now that I look at it. But I did not do that. I struck in the center, my opponent traded and castled his king here. When I saw this, I knew something had to be wrong because look at all these bishops. Look at this knight. This knight can come in like this. I felt like something was off here, but I did not take advantage of it. I think right here, I was supposed to open up the position already. This is completely winning. Take the pawn. If he takes, I will capture. If we trade, I will just simply be up a pawn here. And look at this firepower down this fire. But alas, I did not do that. I have no idea why I did not do that. I pushed the pawn here. That made zero sense. I attacked the knight and then I attacked the bishop. Here, I kind of knew I was still better. My idea was remove the bishop here. Maybe this pawn will fall in the future. But what I did not realize was that the bishop still defends the pawn from far away, right? So, my opponent went back. I took that. I developed my bishop, put my bishop on another diagonal because I thought this diagonal was much better. My opponent played there. I kicked the knight back. And basically, what I was arguing for here is that all my pieces are coming to life. I knew I was not worse. I knew there was no way I'm going to lose. I just needed to not throw the game away, basically. My opponent played here, allowed me get this move. And here, after I played bishop e5, I suddenly realized that I had blundered massively. Because my opponent had this great move, f4. Attacking the knight, attacking the queen. If I move the queen, he takes the knight. If I capture back, of course, he's going to save he can't save his rook. He might just give up his rook and be up the exchange. That is also good. And black is just winning. But alas, oops, sorry. That's spoiler. Sorry for the spoiler, guys. Alas, I did it. My opponent found the move. I moved my queen. He captured, I recaptured, and he took my pawn. So now black is just completely winning. I was so upset at this position. I didn't know what to do. But I decided to move my queen, and now I pinned the rook to the king. And now, even if my opponent takes my bishop, I can capture with the rook because the rook will be under attack. He was still winning. I thought my opponent is probably going to try to unpin somehow, maybe defend the rook with the bishop, attack the queen with the bishop. A lot of things are possible here. My opponent attacked the queen but blundered his own bishop. Now the position is back to equal again. My opponent's rook was hanging. He defended it with the knight. I decided to open up the position a little bit, basically go for the attack. My opponent forgot what we were fighting for. He was defending the rook, but he was attacking the bishop. I think he forgot that he was defending the rook, and he captured the bishop. I took the rook with check, and then I took this bishop. And my opponent is basically lost here. He brought his king up, and I took the knight with the rook. And in this position, my opponent, Kwe 1020, resigned the game. And I was able to win my very first Chess 960 game. I don't know, have you played Chess 960 before? How did you do in that game? Do you enjoy Chess 960? Personally, I don't know how I feel about it. Some people say it's not real chess. I kind of think it's real chess, but I don't know, right? What do I know? So, you guys, if you like this video, smash the like button, click subscribe, follow the channel, and remember to join us over on Twitch as well, so you can catch me live as we stream.